Yeah, wins. Man, when things go quiet, that means we're working, and things are about to get a lot louder because the marketing of everything will be the communication of everything that we've been working on. So, which is some fun stuff. So I won't leave you on a full cliffhanger. We between now, we're focused on finishing the year really, really strong. But we're coming. Think about this for a second. Hang with me for a second. Can we just hang out for a minute, and then we're gonna go to Will and Paige? Okay, we're just gonna hang out for a second. Okay, think about this. NBC and all the other big news stations, they release all of the new premieres, the new seasons. They're all released around this time, right? People get past the summer. They know attention is now available. So in marketing world, attention is now available. So these are historically really, really good months for marketing, for business, and we want to ramp up some momentum. We want to ramp up effort for everyone, and you guys will not be disappointed. The unthinkable is coming. Anyway, okay, all right. Let's go. Will and Paige, over to you. Some wins. What's going on in your world?
I know our win has always been here every single week, but we hit a huge milestone in our business this past week, so we are super, super pumped, and we are celebrating not only 3 years, but our business milestone, so I know we're just super pumped for tonight. We can't wait.
I think your success is an amazing story. I love the milestone. I think I know what it is. But yeah, so congrats, guys. That's if that's what it really is. I'm so excited for you guys. I want everyone to think back right in the chat roll. What's the last biggest thing you can remember that's happened to you in the last 3 years? And I also want you to write in the let's do that one first. And Chris, do we have any wins in the chat roll right now? What's up, fam? I see Ahmed's back in the house. Ahmed, dude, I haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're doing well, man. Says you took a little bit of hiatus, but you're back in the house. Super excited to have you, man. Hope you've had an amazing hiatus and you're ready to kick some tail because what's coming this season is epic. I'm super excited about that. All right, Chris, what's in the chat?
Yeah, Jay Lee says, woo! That was a long one, too, just like that. And Margaret says, Yahoo! We got a few things, all faces for 3 years. Congrats. We got so excited. Yay, Will and Paige. Quit my job. In the last 3 years. That's what Jay Lee, people are starting to comment on your last question. Will and Paige having 3 kids. Yup. That qualifies. Met you guys, Cheyenne. Oh, thank you. And yes, started my biz, says Abby. So there's some good responses coming in, Sean.
Yeah, that is awesome. I also want you guys to remember, this is kind of like a morbid thought, but I want to make the connection because I think it's really valuable. Remember 18 years ago when 9/11 happened. Where were you exactly? Write in the chat roll, or Will, I want to hear your story. You guys don't have to write it, of course. Where were you when those towers got smoked by the airplanes?
So I was actually doing my driving test, and I came out after my exam, and I always used to say, oh, what did I miss? And he started telling me the story, and I didn't believe him until I got home and turned the TV on. But I was literally doing my test right as all that was happening. So I'll never forget that day. Never, ever. I'll never forget exactly where I drove on that test. It's all so vivid.
Just burned in. Paige, what about you?
For me, I was in grade 9, and I had no idea what was happening until I showed up for school. I showed up for school at about 8:30 in the morning, which would have already been 10:30, in New York. But, when we had breakfast and stuff as kids, I never watched TV in the morning, so I didn't know. And I showed up to school, and I was the first kid to walk into the classroom, and my teacher was sobbing. And she couldn't even speak to me. She just shook her hand and pointed at the TV that was in the room. And for the rest of the morning, for the rest of the day, they put our school in lockdown because they just had no idea what was happening. And we watched the events unfold on TV all day at school.
Wow, that's crazy. Look what Miriam said. Rushed home to pack my husband's army bag. He left 2 days later for a year of service in Afghanistan. Well, thank you to your husband, Miriam. Sorry that happened, but that's crazy. Cheyenne, do you remember exactly where you were when that happened?
Guys, I was 2 or 3 years old. I don't remember anything.
2 or 3 years old. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't remember that back then. Chris, you have a great story, though.
Yeah, great. I mean, that was just, it's interesting that there's events that take place and you'll never forget, and It just sticks so hard. I was walking downstairs, and the first memory is just seeing my mom's face that was watching the TV in the middle of the living room. I was a freshman in high school, and then looking over, thinking it was like a movie. But I was like, wait a minute, like that, it says live, and it like it's not a picture of a movie saying something. Anyways, like actually live, and then you see the other plane go through the other building, and you're like, holy, it's just pure shock. I remember classes throughout that day, like the radio was playing in the background, and they're just sharing updates and more stories, and yeah. Absolute crazy day.
Yeah, it was a crazy day. It was obviously a sad day. The result was good. Obviously, we waged a war on terrorism and won, so that's always a good thing. The reason I bring this up, guys, is not to be like negative or anything like that, but it's like a big event anchored in exactly where you were at all times. We have a really big event coming. So remember this night right now, the 3-year anniversary of Train or Die. Remember exactly how you feel. Because in Q4, you guys are going to be, there's going to be like secret weapons unleashed, unknown, and you guys have you're in this perfect spot to take advantage of it. If you haven't checked it out yet, you want to go to believeagain2019.com, go register for that, just get yourself on the list because you're not going to want to miss it. Like it's going to completely change everything in your world. We're going to send ripples through the industry, like big things are coming. We're going to be unveiling it, kind of like the game Miss Clue, right? Cheyenne, have you ever played that video game Clue, or the board game Clue? Right? You have to put all the puzzle pieces together and kind of like figure out the thing. So we've gamified it for you guys. So as we're going, like tomorrow, you're going to see the second little teaser video. If you haven't seen the first one, you want to go back to one of the DGL pages and check it out. Digit is walking through an airport, which is super cool. If you missed that one, you want to go see that. And so anyways, I just wanted to share, like, guys, something really big is about to happen to your lives, and it's going to be one of the biggest, best events that could have ever happened to your online game. So be excited. Literally, we have poured all of our time, energy, and effort, money, sweat, and tears into this project. It's awesome. So I'm really excited about it. That's cool. Digit is styling too. Fixed his hair, apparently. The suspense is real, says Becky. Absolutely. Guys, it's going to be a good thing. Chris, do you want to add anything, or did I hype it up enough?
Go check it out. BelieveAgain2019.com. We'll have some more videos, some more updates. Know that, like, and anyone, like, you can have your leads go there. You can send anyone there. That's totally fine. Mm-hmm. So just be clear in your team. And then we'll be giving more information. Like we're building communication channels. We'll be sending out more information over the coming weeks. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's it. So tonight what we're going to do, because it's the 3-year anniversary, we wanted to do something kind of fun. I wore one of my favorite hats because it's just a happy hat. It reminds me of myself, which is awesome. But we're going to have Chris do a tribute to 3 years of Train or Die. I don't know if he prepared anything, but he did build a kick-ass tribute video. Cheyenne, remember when we were in Louisiana and you're like, what if somebody did this? Chris did it. I was so excited. It was good.
Did you guys see it at all?
I watched it, dude, right before the show, man. I was welted up, bro. Like, thank you. That was so kind of you to build that, man. Super awesome.
Yes. So a tribute for the show, I'm always down to do something on the spot. Like a cheers, like a toast kind of thing. All right. Raise your bottles. Quick shout out, affiliate link for I'm just kidding. All right. I love this. This is a great bottle. All right. To 3 years, to lots of fun moments, lots of ups, plenty of downs, and painful, frustrating. Why am I looking at Ads Manager? I hate you. Facebook. Oh wait, I love you. My lead cost is going down. We're friends. And meeting great people, traveling all over the world, doing things we never thought we would do, experiencing things we never thought we'd experience, and getting to do it all together. Cheers to 3 years.
Cheers to 3 years. That was awesome. Cheers. All right. Now all the sentimental stuff's out of the way. Let's get into it. No, I'm just kidding. We got Mary Cotter and special guests Ashley and Cam all the way from Tulum, Mexico, avoiding the dengue fever. How you guys doing over there?
There's no microphone in Mexico. Other than...
What was the question?
No, we're just saying, how you guys doing? What's up? How are you?
Good. I just got in Mexico today. Cam's doing edition.
All right. Well, super excited to have you guys here. Of course, I'm actually grateful because tonight's all about ad perfection. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to go around the panel. It's going to be a round robin. We've never done this before on Trainer Die. We don't actually have like a super solidified agenda like we always usually do. And we want to use a lot of participation from the audience tonight. So if you're having a problem with your ads, throw it in the chat. We're going to talk about it. What we're going to do is we're going to start. I'm going to start first. Then we're going to run to Cheyenne, and then Chris, and then Will and Paige, and then now we got Mary and Ashley. And guys, these are the best of the best. Like, these are literally the people right here in front of you are some of the best in the online space, right? So we're going to go through, and we're just going to talk about ads. What's one thing that you've put in an ad that you know works, right? Like, what's a secret tactic that you can share with everybody that people could just be, like, taking crazy notes, like, oh my God, Mary said do this in my ad. Like, this is the one thing, and it changes everything, right? These are the conversations that really make a big difference in a lot of people's businesses. So the first thing that I'm going to share is as you're writing copy, if you're not doing this already, we harp on it all the time, but you want to put a lot of white space so it's very easy to read. If you're not doing that, if you have everything bushed up and bunched together, make sure in your ads you're leaving a little bit of extra white space. Cheyenne, your turn. We're just going to round robin this until questions come out in the chat, right? So you guys want to know anything about ads, we're going to keep going. So one tip at a time, round robin style. Go for it.
All right, guys. So my tip is it has to be eye-catching. You have like less than 0.2 seconds to catch someone's eye on the internet. With all the content and stuff that's out there, you absolutely have to do something that's eye-catching, whether it's the thumbnail of a video or a photo or a headliner or emojis, whatever. My advice with that is whatever you like, whatever stops your eye, start replicating that type of stuff. So personally for me, I have a folder, a saved video folder and a saved photo folder. For Instagram and Facebook, whenever I see something, I just save it. Whenever I see something that I like, I save it. Whenever I stop, I save it. So you guys should get into the habit of doing that, and you'll be able to know what catches your eye, so then you can start replicating that stuff.
So good. Chris, every time a question comes in, you got to be the sound effects, dude. You got to hit the ding buzzer and call the question out. So
Yeah, right on. All right. Ding. Jay Lee says, which type of IG ads are cheaper, stories or feed?
And then it goes to the next person in the line. Will and Paige, Douglas, have to first crack at the answer.
We are probably not the best people to answer this particular question. That might be a good one for Cheyenne, but I think it's stories.
I think it's stories too.
Stories.
I'm pretty sure it's stories, but we don't know. We're not super up to date on the Instagram stuff. So.
All right, Mary and Ash, I know you guys rock Instagram, so what would you say?
Stories for me, for sure. Yeah,
Stories. All right, you heard it first, unless there's any other rebuttal. Cheyenne, do you have a rebuttal?
Ding, Sean. The next question happened to just come in. This, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this up. Does Instagram have the ad policies as Facebook does?
Yeah, so there is ad policies on Instagram. As far as I've looked and read and researched, I know that right now it's almost a little bit more Wild West than Facebook. You can actually get away with a few other things that you're saying and doing there because they're still testing and putting parameters into the platform. But for right now, I would say that Facebook's probably locked down the most, and the reason for that is all of the, if you've ever paid attention to the news, like everybody, like there's a lot of bad stuff about it, so they have to clamp down on the requirements in the platform, the policies, but Instagram hasn't gotten there yet. So am I wrong? Is that right, guys? I just want to make sure, like, Cheyenne, does that sound right? Perfect. All right, next one. Chris, are we dinging, or are we just going to... Oh, we have to do another tip first. Let's go to Mary and Ash. Mary, you got to give one tip about ad perfection, and then Ash, and then we'll go to the next question.
I would say, I talked about this on Trainer Die before, but to like come from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, so your language is super important. So don't talk about like laughter, like you basically created an online business to basically because you're broke, right? So don't use words that are going to attract scarce people. So really focus on using language that abundant people would be attracted to.
And you actually were so cool when you did that that time on Trainer Die. You actually gave some resources, right? What the resources were? Where do we put them?
I gave examples of like the difference between like one you versus like the other, like scarcity language versus abundance language. I gave like different like examples. I don't know if I gave that actually specific. resources. I think I just give examples.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Ash, what's your ad perfection tip for tonight so far?
So my first one so far is to make the reader feel like they're in your story as well. So when you're writing, really make sure you're using sensory language and you're taking them on a journey, but so that they can see themselves in your shoes. So when they're reading your ad, they're like, that's me. I went through that. Like, how does she know that? And you're really making them connect to you with your language so that they're that much more apt to then sign up or then click the link because they feel like they've gone through the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's a really good one. All right, back to the question dinger.
Ding! Wow, great timing, Sean. The next question happens. All right, so too much. All right. Let's see. Oh shoot, there's been more. Let's see. Mama Malone. How long are the stories allowed to be in Instagram?
I'm not going to answer that one. I'm going to say defer to Cheyenne or Mary or Ash.
Okay, so they can be 15 seconds, they can be 30 seconds, or I think they can be either 42 or 45 seconds. I've never tested one that long. 15, 30, 45. Yeah, 15 times 3 is 45.
And another angle on that in terms of duration, how long are the stories allowed to be in Instagram? Like, do they go away after a period of time? If you're running an ad, how long do they stay? Let's go there for a second.
So if you're running an ad, they're going to stay as long as you run the ad. If you're just posting a story for the day, it's only going to be there for 24 hours.
Cool. Good. Will be helpful. Let's see. Follow up. Ding. Next question. We have to set up Insta ads through our Facebook Business Manager, right? Yes. I'll just answer that one, I guess. All right, where are we at with tips, Sean?
All right, it is my turn. I'm going to say if you're having trouble writing a conversion ad, one of the things you want to put in place is a structure, right? There's a lot of different structures. One of the training goes through the structures, but here's a really easy one that you can put into your world right now. 3 points, right? Mess, turning point, success. Remember that, right? Mess, turning point, success. If you frame your mess, whatever your current situation is, becomes your message and starts the story. In the story, there's going to be a turning point. What did you see? What did you hear? What did you do? That said, oh my gosh, like I can now see in another way. I have different framework or a different perspective on things. Success. I took action, I moved forward, and I went in that direction. If you're interested in turning your mess into a message, click the link below and do that thing. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my next tip. Let's go to Cheyenne.
Okay, so I did a train or die on this, like, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, but I talked about your call to action being your call to adventure, because a lot of people get nervous about the whole call to action thing. It's like, oh, wow, I have to ask this person to come watch this webinar, and we all freak out, right? So instead of thinking it as, like, call to action, just think of it as, like, call to adventure, so inviting someone into our opportunity, right? So if you think of it in a fun way and phrase it in a way that's attractive to you, then it's going to be attractive to your reader. So all ads obviously have to have a call to action. You have to get them through your sales funnel, right? So all ads must have a call to action, aka call to adventure. So that's my tip.
Yeah. Chris Baden.
Yes, okay. All right, I think I got a good one. I'm listening to all ears and trying to throw one that's different. This okay, offer creation. Just because it's an ad doesn't mean you can't make it juicy and interesting and fun. And one of my better like campaigns, ads that I put together was just that. And you know what? Like I just made it up. Like, hey, this is ending in a couple days, and I had like the super fast action bonus. You know why it ended? Because I just stopped it. So it's all real. I really closed stuff down. I really opened it up. Like all of it was real. And but I want to be like careful with this suggestion, right? Because I don't want to overwhelm somebody and then they don't take action. So everyone listening tonight, like if you're like, oh, I've done some offers and some webinars, like, hey, like just put it in the ad. There's 3 parts to an ad: headline, grab attention, the body of it, which is luring them in, and the CTA directs them where to go. And these are your puzzle pieces that you're constantly playing with: hook, story, offer, on how to grab their attention and direct them where to go. So with the offer, if you're not on the expert side and you're like just getting started and you're like, but I don't have the skills, Chris, or I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to give, I'm not someone of value, or there's some like insecurities, there's doubt around there, fear not. Here's what you can do. you can go, here's a service, you can go to YouTube, and if there's a particular topic that you are passionate about, that you do love, you can go gather content from experts and put it together as a nice little package for them. So if gardening might be a horrible example, some people love gardening. There's gardening, like whatever it is travel. Here's the most traveled. Here's the 3 most traveled places in the world this year. Find out why. That's kind of interesting. If you like to travel, that might, the most popular places to go and why. That might be interesting. I'm making up hooks. I'm making up ideas on the spot. But whatever your interest is, you go to YouTube or collect the most popular podcasts, or you like blogs. You're gathering information. Hey, when you have the headline like that I just mentioned, like, hey, 3 most interesting places to travel in 2019 and find out why, or why is everyone going to these 2 travel or vacation spots, and then like you're pulling from following other people that are traveling and doing the thing that you want to do. You're attracting the audience that you connect with and you like to talk to, and that's the way you can do it. So it's a fun thing. It's total value. They're reading their ad by giving their email and going to the thing. They're getting the thing that they want right off the bat, and that doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to spend any time learning and building any expertise over the next 5 years or more. So hopefully, sometimes that's a really good hack for people.
That one might have won you the belt tonight. Guys, by the way, you're going to be voting on the belt against everybody here, so make sure Ash and Cam and Mary have their own separated spots. But now we're up to...
I'll have to add Sean and myself. I put everyone else on there.
Yes, please, could you do that? And now let's go to Miss Paige Douglas.
Hi. So my biggest tip for you guys is to be authentic in your ads. People can sense when you're being fake, but when you're authentic and you're being your true self, people will love you and will follow you no matter what you're doing. So always be authentic. Short and sweet.
Yeah. Mary.
My tip is if you're like kind of newer and you're like, oh, I don't really like results to share in my ad, or you just like don't really know what to say to like get people to actually, without lying, right? Like still being authentic. What you can do is like talk about where you were, talk about where you're at, and then talk about where you're going. So give like that visualization piece in there to like show what your dreams are, and so people are going to relate to that because they're obviously haven't, if you're talking about how you just found this or whatever, like they're going to relate to that because they're in a similar situation, right? They're going to be a brand newbie if they join, right? So there's still power in that, I think.
Love that. Ash.
Awesome. So if you're not sure what to do for your headline or what to really draw people in, headline is one of the most important part of your ad. Statistics are a really good way to get people to kind of turn their eye, I guess, or really stare at your ad. People love numbers, and if you can prove a statistic or say a statistic, right, people can't argue that because it's a stat. So really coming on with a strong stat in your headline or throughout your ad, it's a really good way to draw people into your ad and build authority with your ad, and have people also see, wow, a lot of people feel this way, or a lot of people are doing this, I'm not alone, or this person knows what they're talking about, and really bring some credibility into your ad as well.
So, okay, so can we get a statistic? Can you give an example of a statistic, just random one,
Yeah, so for example, 95, this is made up, but 95% of people hate their jobs, or something like that. Be something, or X amount of people are starting to work online every single day, or something like that, to really show.
So I think that's really valuable, and I think everyone should listen to that. And I just want to hang there for a second because Ash, you're game changer, right? So do you, in your ad, if you did that, let's say, for example, we know it's not true, but 95% or whatever hate their job, it's actually 87% or whatever, but do you go into more proof throughout the rest of the ad that you're talking? How much proof do you put in there to back up the statistic?
Yeah, so I think it kind of depends, but if you're going to say a stat, right, definitely say where it came from so that people don't think you made it up as well. And then I think you can really utilize that stat to base a lot of your ad off of as well. I mean, if we're going to say 87% of people hate their jobs, well, let's say I got stressed. Okay, yeah. If you say 87% of people hate their jobs, right, then you can build your ad off of that and talk about, how painful it is to go into work every day and how many people feel that way and are looking for a different way. So you can really, if you choose to, build on that statistic throughout your ad.
Yeah, so like use a personal story that backs up the statistics. Oh, that's awesome. That's beautiful. Guys, if you didn't write that, that might be a belt winner. Let's go to Cam. He's in the background. What's up, dude? Do you have a big ad perfection tip tonight that you could share with everybody?
Let's see. Actually, I've got a short, simple one that I think that's overlooked by people. I actually just read about it today. It's hot off the press. Zooming out. So a lot of people in their stories and their ads, they're writing and doing the whole hero's journey, and they're positioning themselves as the hero, where you actually don't want to be the hero, and that you want the reader to be the hero, and you're the one guiding them through their own journey. It's like so the analogy has, you want to be the Yoda to the Luke Skywalker. You want to honor them going through their own journey and figuring out, and you're the person there to help them because you've been through it all already, and you know what to teach them.
Whew, that was a big one. I don't know, Chris, we might have to put Cam down as another possible winner tonight. My next one's going to be very simple. Ashley said statistic. I say question. Start your ad starting with a question, something that's maybe right in the wheelhouse of the perfect avatar that you're going after. And you can talk about anything and everything, right? Like, do you hate this, or do you love this, or what's the, like this, or like just using questions. Who, what, why, where, when, and how are great question starters for ads because it catches attention, especially if it's asking a question that your avatar has in the back of their mind, right? All right, Cheyenne, your turn.
Woo! Okay. I remember when I first got started, this is going to be for newbies, but the length of your ad, people are always asking me, how long should my ad be? And guys, it doesn't matter how long your ad is, okay? There's not some special number with how long your ad needs to be, as long as you have hook, story, offer, like Chris was talking about, right? Like the headliner, the story, and the call to action. It doesn't matter. You just have to guide them through, again, what Cam said, a hero's journey to get them through your sales funnel. So there's no specific number. Whatever you like to read, long, lengthy videos, photos, whatever that typically is what your audience is going to like. So there's no special number. I've had ads be one sentence long, just one headliner, and then I've had ads be 2,000 words long, right? So it just depends on what kind of feel you're going with the ad and what point you need to get across. So don't. My point here is just don't get stuck up on how long your ad needs to be because there's no special number.
Ooh, gold. Chris.
Yeah, all right. I kind of like this, ad perfection roulette, just going around and around. So I want to speak directly to the person that might feel frustrated with their story. They don't they don't feel good about it. They don't feel like it'll catch attention, and that's why they're struggling writing a headline or opening up and sharing. A really cool thought and phrase that's helped me as I've struggled with my own story and parts of my life, like they don't feel as interesting as they should be or could be. You know what's really cool is we're living life and kind of creating and writing our own story right now. So if you don't like what's happened in the past, just go create a new story. And a really good example of this is Cheyenne, where she decided to live in her car for 30 days. She didn't she started doing this, and it started messing with her head apparently, and she's like, you know what a good idea would be? But I'm just having fun with you, Cheyenne, because how effective was that, though?
People, you guys can hear me. People still comment on all my car photos and vlogs to this day, and I have the most views on all of that stuff from my car life a year ago. And people still message me and they're like, "Are you still living in your car? Can you give me tips about this?" And I'm like, "Yo, I don't live in my car anymore. I live out of a backpack now, but I don't live in my car."
So everyone, move out of your houses. Don't do that. But here the concept and the principle of it will look different for everyone, and it's hey, be in the present. Don't be afraid to go create a story. Go create something that what grabs your attention. Cheyenne's move, you're scrolling. What grabs your attention? And like, what if you go do the thing? It doesn't. Well, I really want to travel, Chris, and just the time and the money, and that's not going to happen. Okay, let's write that idea down, put it on the back burner, and let's think of another one that we could actually take on. Maybe you've never ran over 2 miles ever. Maybe you've never run over a mile consecutively in your entire life. You know, it would be a cool journey. Do a marathon, maybe a half marathon, maybe a 5K. I'm kind of hedging now. The point is, like, find that limit that's just crazy, you know, for you, and go create a story. If you're like, but I'm picture like you can go create a headline. So if you, and make sure it's kind of congruent to your avatar, and like, why would they care? And there's some thought there, but hear me out in that I've never walked over a mile, or I've never ran over a mile, and I just ran marathon, and I did 13:26.2, right? Is that a full marathon? Look, you can walk the whole thing, right? So what are you doing, Mary? I didn't understand this thing right here. Yeah, hey, listen, I sit at this desk a lot. Like, I gotta so, all right, no one's listening to me. They're like, I wonder how many he's gonna get in the time that he's talking about the thing. Marathon, that's where I'm at. 22 points. If you walk the whole thing, yes, maybe it takes you 8 hours, but dude, what's gonna go through you as a person going through that experience? I was pushing myself just to run 2 miles this morning, and I was like, almost having a come to Jesus moment where I'm like, dude, I can do it, and this is gonna be great. It's all good. So hopefully, you guys, I don't know. I want you to like, what you can do and what you can create, what you can accomplish now is like, you can do it, and you don't, just because there's habits or patterns or things that happen in the past, that doesn't mean that it has to limit you going forward. So hopefully that kind of like, frees you up to go kick butt and try new things and live life and enjoy it.
That was epic. Man, you're going for the belt tonight, bro. Like, I love it. You're 2 for 2 right now, dude. All right. Yeah. Do we have any questions? Ding! Abby Riley asks, how many boxes do you use for targeting? How specific do you get when narrowing down your audience? This is a great topic. Will and Paige.
We normally do 3 to 4 boxes. We get pretty specific on what who we're trying to attract. It depends on the ad a little bit sometimes, but just go after, the biggest key is to go after what you want. Don't try and copy someone else, because you are not the same as somebody else. We've tested so many things from being so broad, but we've had best results really niching down on who we want and people who are exactly like us. So be as specific as you want to be. And just don't get your audience too small. Like, honestly, 50,000 is the lowest I'll go personally. And anything over 1 million, I wouldn't go any higher than that. We like to be super niche, so that's where the best results will come for us.
Yeah, I think we should do a round robin, then come back to Will and Paige on the next tip. Mary and Ash and Cam, when you guys do targeting, how many boxes do you typically use?
Depends on if I'm retargeting or not. But I guess cold audiences probably what Will Paige said, like 3 or 4. Oh, you guys, I think you're posted, but yeah, same with cold audiences, 3 or 4 as well. And then I think sometimes I'll go over 1 million too, but I personally like to stay smaller as well. Like typically less than 1 million, between 1 million and 100,000 or so. However, I know other people recommend like doing a lot larger and stuff, so I think it really depends like what works for you as well, what you find, and also like how your pixel is seasoned.
For sure. Cam, do you want to say anything else?
I think you got it all there.
Got it. Yeah, so guys, I think that you guys heard it, right? So, and then we're gonna come to Cheyenne in a minute. But what I would say, when we were like one of our best performing ads of all times I can remember was right around 350,000 reach. Like that seemed to be like a really sweet spot. So we started hanging between like 250,000 up to 1 million was the range that we played in a lot as well for like overall reach. I have seen ads that we've built in the past that were down to as low as 30,000 that still crushed it. So guys, you got to remember, like, it doesn't take too much to really make a dent with your business, especially when you have a magic on the back end, right? Ashley's talking. Go.
I think something to note too is if you're only putting $5 a day to a certain campaign and you know
the daily reach is about like 150, right? Let's say you're able to see that through Facebook. It's going to take a long time for 150 daily, right, to reach like this, even 100,000, right? So no, even if you do pick a smaller audience, it will still take a while to filter through. If you're paying $5 a day, that can.
Yeah, awesome. Cheyenne, your turn. You're muted, girl.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me,
Oh man, what happened? Hold on. Let's unmute her.
He's gonna come back, and that's how I blew up and made $1 million in 3 hours. Wait, I missed it.
sorry, I didn't give you guys a secret to that. But with boxes, I typically probably do between 3 and 5. I've done more than that, but it just split testing gets a little bit tricky once you start doing that. It's hard to keep track of. So stick with like a standard 3 or 4 that your pixel resonates with and that your audience resonates with. It may take you some split testing to find out what those solid 3 or 4 boxes are, and then just the same thing, niching down and getting really into what you want out of your avatar and who you want seeing your ads is important. So staying under 1 million. I mean, I've gone more than 1 million, but it's, it just depends on the ad. And like Mary said, retargeting or not definitely depends on that as well. And
so there's another question I want to add to Cheyenne while we're here right now is how many items in each box? Is there a strategy behind that? Like, what is the, like, if you have a first box, what's the, like, how many items in each box roughly?
So each item has a different amount of reach or like different amount of data between that item. So like if you click on Nike, right? Like Nike, everyone knows what Nike is around the world. So it's kind of like I'm not a fan of targeting Nike because it's so big, right? So you might want to be picking more specific audiences in those boxes. So again, there's not really a set number in each box what you should have. It should just be specific to the person that needs to see your message, right? So if your ad is congruent with travel, it needs to be targeting travel people or else it won't make sense, right? Will and Paige gave a really good tip. You have to target the people who you're most like or else it's not going to work. So with the boxes, there's no specific number. I've put like 100 things in a box before. I don't really recommend that because it's really hard to track. You're better off just split testing different demographics at that point, in my opinion. But there's no like number. Just play around with it and see what items have high reach, what items have low reach. Make sure you have enough reach in each box. That's the only thing I would say is make sure you do have enough reach in that box because as you narrow down your audience, you're getting more and more specific. So if one box doesn't have enough reach, it's going to be really hard for your pixel to pick up those numbers, if that makes sense.
Totally. That's awesome. Let's go to Chris Baden. When you target stuff, what's your strategy? Oh, Mary's like, hey, let me talk.
I just wanted to add something on to what Cheyenne said. When it comes to like, as far as like your boxes, you want it to be within the same like category. So like you don't want to have like your interest box be like people who like camping, and then people who also like health food stores, and people who like, you want to like stick to one category so that you are able to distinguish what is like doing, what is making the ad perform well. So like each box should have its own category. So you don't want to put like your finances together with like, or like trying to get good finance people along with mindset in one box. You want to split those into different boxes. So each category that you're having. And also too with that is when you have a box, it's basically saying, 5 people who like this or this or this or this. So basically if you have multiple categories, basically they could like one of them, but they might not like all of them or whatever. So it's just important to keep them, the categories separate.
Yeah, themes and categories, right? Whatever box you have, put a theme on top of that, just like Mary said. I think that's really powerful. Chris, your turn.
Yes. So the question is, but I like my boxes just like I like my pancake stack at IHOP, as many as possible. Sometimes one theory that I like to do is sometimes I'll be like really focused and niche and do a lot, do a little, and then sometimes and I've thrown this out there before, I'll go pick something like a target that's like potato. Or it's so, there is no logic. It's completely random. That's worked for me a couple times. Because come on, like, you're sitting in front of the box and you're like, dude, like, what else do these people want? Like, just pay attention to me. And you just, like, don't know what to say. Like, pick the most bubble gum. So it's a good strategy when you're, like, kind of tapped out and you just need to try something. And sometimes it can really work. Those are a few thoughts around that. One thing that I wanted to throw out for, like, the tip to keep the thing going that we've kind of talked about, money is in the follow-up. Like retargeting. If we're saying we started mentioning it, I cannot answer. Yes. Exactly. So if you're listening to this and you're hearing us say retargeting and you're like, I didn't even hear you say that, or I don't know what they're saying when they say that, reach out to your coach. We won't get into all the details there, but essentially that's like marketing follow-up. You're like remarketing to them, you're retargeting them. And then if you do know what that is and you're not doing it, money is in the follow-up. So that kind of goes with this element of patience. Maybe you do have the right headline, the right, hook, the right story, the right offer. Maybe you do have all those right things, but you just need to talk to the same people more. That's remarketing. So if you're not currently doing that, I don't know of a good, successful marketer that is not doing that. If that kind of pushes, brings the point home. So
I would say a word of warning on the retargeting though, like the first ads that you set up, right? It's like info in, info out, good stuff in, good stuff out. If you put bad stuff in, bad stuff's going to come out the other end, right? Really important to remember that. So, for example, if you're targeting beer and wine and you're trying to sell Play-Doh, that's not going to be like a good retargeting play on the backside, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Like it needs to be consistent, congruent. All right, we're back to ad perfection tips, and Will and Paige are up.
Hey, I think it's my turn because I missed it last time. But my biggest tip, and this one goes out to all the newbies really, write an ad every week. Practice makes perfect. And, this is something, when we came in, I hardcore stalked Sean and Mel's ads. 100%. I read them every single day, and then I went and wrote one. And I just did that until we got good at it, until our lead costs started becoming good. Because we started at like $12, $13, $14 cost per lead. I did so many ads, wrote so many ads until I felt really comfortable with them, and it showed because our lead costs came down. So, guys, it's like anything with life. Practice makes perfect, and the quickest way to succeed is through your ads. So, practice them. Do one a week, and you'll knock it out of the park. So it takes.
That's so powerful. Let's do this real quick. Will and Paige, how many ads do you think you've ever built total since you started? And then let's go around the horn. I could say that we're easily over 250 personally. I don't know how many ads you guys have built, but I know Ash probably has built some of the most.
I know we're going to be over 100 with all the ones that I've tried to create. We may have not tested all of them, but yeah, we've done a lot.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna come back to Paige, but I want to hear everybody. Like, how many ads do you think you've built total since you started running your online play? Mary, your turn.
Yeah, it's a hard question. I haven't run all mine either, but probably 100-ish. I've made a lot.
I'll just go with that number as well.
That's a hard question.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
I don't know how many ads per se, but I know the amount of times we've personally written either posts, which are mini ads in itself, or ads specific. It's been in the hundreds. So even if it's not literally an ad, when you write like posts on Instagram or Facebook, whatever it may be, that's like a mini ad in itself. The way like a lot of we specifically do our writing.
And to like go off of that too, like Will and Paige were saying, it's like even if you are consistently writing these ads, like they're not waste at all. Like you're getting way better, and you can use them for page content. You can put your link on there, your Instagram or anything. Even if you don't run them as an ad, you can still post them on your page, and it will make a big difference.
I think
we've actually done that strategy video and written before. We've done fake posts we didn't even intend to be an ad, and it's gotten a lot of traction because we have that like practice in us. It's just we start actually running in some of the best now ads that we run because we just structure everything in that manner.
Totally. All right, Cheyenne, I know you've crushed some ads. How many do you think you've built?
I don't know how many I've built, but
You know how many I've edited on the fast track? Like running the fast track for Brandon Lim and then you guys, like every Tuesday and Thursday night of my life. I swear that's the only reason I can write ads like a madman is editing thousands of ads like crazy. But yeah, just similar to all of you guys, like at least 100. I mean, like Ash and Cam said, just each post and each thing that you put thought into is like, you know, content is important. So a lot.
Chris.
Yeah, no, just like everyone else, no idea on the total amount. But here's like a good stat for you to prove the point. I filmed, edited 11 different video ads and launched and tested all of them within my first month of filming online. So like activity is I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I'll do everything. That was my game plan.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so the point of the story here, guys, is practice makes permanent. That's what's up. All right, Paige, back to you. Are you frozen? Did they freeze? Did I freeze?
I'm not. Is everyone frozen? They might have frozen. And a quick clarification point. Those are 11 different.
They're writing story ads and retard. Are we back?
You're back. You disappeared.
You're back.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, so this is another short and sweet one, but and this is for more of if you're writing a story, like doing a story ad and retargeting. But add like a really like fun, catchy picture of yourself to the bottom of your ad. So when you're retargeting, your audience is seeing your face again. A person that comes to mind, like right off the bat, is Rachel Peterson. I don't know if you've ever seen her ads, but she is always like doing something, like she's got like a boomerang happening, or she's kind of like making a funny face, or she's got her kids doing something really funny, and it's catchy. As soon as I see it, I always stop. So when you're doing your retargeting, add like a really fun, catchy picture of yourself.
That's it. All right, Mary, you're up.
All right, so you know that stat where people say of the people have the attention span of a goldfish. So a tip for like videos is one thing that works really well is when you have like really short clips that are moving from one to another because it keeps people's attention. So if it's like things are changing really fast, so that's why like travel montage like videos work really well because it's like constantly something new. Or if you're like recording a video, you can just like do it in little spurts and have like you can like record like a couple seconds and then come in with like a silly face and like record some, you know, keep on with the story. Or so just like keeping people like keeping it interesting throughout the whole video by doing like little short spurts is my tip.
Ooh, Ash.
So my tip is utilize your resources, and what I mean by that is like utilize people around you. Sometimes you'll get the best advice from people not necessarily in the community or not in the training or not even online. Like a lot of your friends or family, like those are the people you're probably targeting. So, you know, ask them for what they like, what they're struggling with, what they want to see. Like, and if you're feeling stuck, use them for ideas and kind of like think outside the box. Like for me, you know, when we started this, actually like my best idea for an ad came from someone completely outside the business, like kind of shifting my mindset on how to structure it. So really utilize all the people around you because those are ultimately the people that are going to see your ads and that know nothing about marketing. So those are people most similar to your avatar. So really use them, what they tell you that they want to see, what they tell you their pain points are and what they want more of, and write your ad that way for them as well.
Woo, that was smoking, guys. Oh my gosh, she might win the belt. Cam!
All right, I've got one for people that utilize Instagram and Facebook, and it's kind of piggybacking off what Paige said. Using a catchy picture, a way to split test what picture you want to do without actually split testing is using your Instagram and looking at the insights on there, looking at your top pictures that got the most reactions, likes, comments, whatever it may be, and then using those 3, 4, 5 pictures, whatever. Just know those are top performing pictures, so plug those into your Facebook app or Instagram.
That is the cheat code of the century. Cam, I don't know, man. You're coming out of left field. All right, my next one's this. Guys, don't write an ad like the way you don't talk. So what I'm saying is, like, write an ad the way you talk. We say the word don't. We don't say do not, right? Unless it's like a formal setting. Talk in contractions, right? Write your ads as if you're talking to someone. And the other tip that goes along with this is try to use third grade. The literacy rate in the United States is third grade. It's what it is. It's a fact. So that means the majority of people reading your ads probably have a comprehension level around third grade plus. So what we want to do is capture everybody. So write your ads. There's a great app that's called the Hemingway Editor. You can just go to Hemingway Editor in Google and it'll pop right up. You can actually put your whole ad in there and it'll tell you what grade level readability is your ad. It'll also show you if you have hard sentences or easy sentences to comprehend in there. Really, really powerful tool if you guys haven't used that one. And Cheyenne.
Okay, so in your ad, in every single ad, there's two things that you need to be accomplishing in every ad. You can either be solving someone's problem or giving someone hope. Okay, so as you're reading their ads, similar to what Ashley said, you're putting them through a journey and making them feel and relating to you. But with that being said, you also have to solve a problem, right? Like write your story, do what you need to do, give them a call to action, solve a problem. Or if you don't want to solve a problem and maybe you're similar to Chris, like you don't want to share your whole story, instead of doing that, you give them hope, right? Like give them a picture painted in their head where they can, really feel that emotion and make sure it's, tied to you, of course. So either solve a problem or give them hope or a dream or a goal, because those are both really big emotions. And when they feel those emotions, they're now tied to you in a sense. So when you start retargeting them and stuff like that, it's more effective. So make sure that there's emotion going into your ad, because that really does matter. It really, really does.
Zing! And then she turned off her screen, which was awesome. All right, Chris!
Okay, so a lot of the conversation tonight is about ad creative. We're creating ads. It is a creative process. Sometimes where you create your ad can impact your ad. So maybe instead of sitting at home alone in a dark room, you can go outside like early morning, or maybe if you get up and work out in the morning and your heart rate's up, energy's up, you feel really good, that might be the right time, and maybe just sit out front, I don't know, where you worked out or something, or go to the gym because that's where you're happy, or where's Starbucks, just want to say I'm loving the format tonight. Awesome, some value in the chat, right on. So punchline is where you're writing your ad, and those things that you do or places that you are that make you happy, excited, feel the emotion that you're trying to actually convey in your ad.
That's it. Will and Paige!
Going?
Not off the top of my head. Go.
Okay, awesome. It's up to me. Well, let me think. Kate, kind of going back to what Ashley was saying about using your resources. We all have a box in our living room which wastes all our time. Don't skip through the ads. There's so many ads out there that come out of left field that you think, what product are they even promoting here? But guys, when you see ads that are always on, it's because they work. These guys don't spend money just because they want to just spend money. These guys only use ads that work. So take tips from these guys. These guys have been doing it forever, and especially on a box where they can't target, they just put it on there. And when ads on there work, they really work. So use your resources, especially your TV. Don't skip through the ads. Watch them.
Yes, we are at the 5-minute warning. Chris is going to drop the poll for the hottest tip, and we got Mary and Ash and Cam still to go. And then we're going to do our favorite takeaways and release the poll results. Mary, what's up? Your turn.
All right, this is going to be a quick one, but when you are either taking pictures or videos, some tips about you should for sure be probably outside, but if you have fire in your video or picture is well performing, or water, or dogs, or women. So if you're a guy, maybe get a girl to be in there with you. I think those are the main things. Or red, wear red. Those are some tips.
And then my tip is going to be anticipating, but I guess I'll leave you guys with this one, kind of to go off of what Paige said, being authentic and stuff, but have fun. Yes, you are running an ad, yes, it can be stressful because it's your business, but make sure that you're having fun, because the audience, people seeing the ad, your energy when you set up the ad, when you do the ad, people can tell if you're not having fun, if you're stressing about it. And if you're having fun, people are going to want to work with you, are going to want to be near you because people always want to be near a fun person, right? And so people can sense that. And then also, like, don't take yourself too seriously. Like, it is a fun process. It's awesome that you get to make an ad. So really, have fun with it as you're doing it, and your creative juices are going to flow a lot easier as well.
Yeah. Before Cam goes, there's one quick question. Kreshnik says, can you quote a famous writer in your ad? Yes, check this out, guys. Quotations bring life to your advertising. Use a lot of quotes. Have conversations in there with quotes. Use quotes, yes. All right, Cam, back to you.
All right, what should I end this on? How about, okay, this one's a little bit different. I'm going to go with, like, know your numbers, I'll call it that. So when you're looking at your ads, just because you may think you have a best ad, the lowest lead cost, the lowest amount you have to spend per buyer, but that may not necessarily be your best ad. We have a number of ads, and we have some ads that are very low lead cost, low cost per buyer. However, that's not our biggest return when it comes to people that are actually getting. Because of the length or language we put in ad, maybe we get a shorter ad, that doesn't necessarily mean we're getting the best type of buyer in our exact audience from it. So maybe cheap to acquire someone, however, that maybe not be the person that we want in the long run. So know your numbers, look at the people you're bringing in, and kind of evaluate what's going on with the whole picture.
Woo!
Oh, there's an owl somewhere on the panel. Okay, I just remembered that, like, this is one of my favorite moves, and one of my funnier moments in like ad creation. So pick out influencers that have the same audience that you want to acquire. Pick out influencers that have the same audience that you want to acquire. So one of the ads that I did, Ty Lopez, right? Entrepreneur, make money, is so that's similar to some of our demographics. So I used his name in the headline, I can't remember the headline off the top of my head now, but it was something like I called him out, and then in my Facebook boxes, guess who I targeted? Ty Lopez, people that like Ty Lopez. So when they see him, they don't know who Chris is. Who cares who Chris is? But I love me some Ty Lopez for all those people. So I put in the copy, talked about it in the video while I was on the beach with water in the background, and then one of the comments while doing the strategy, someone's like, "You're just using his name to leverage, blah 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 blah," and then someone else commented, "It's like, yes, he is, and look, it's working." So, I was like, yes, that's so cool. So find an influencer, and even better, if you can find an influencer when they're actually launching something. So if they have a big campaign going, they're already creating momentum and attention. So if you do it at that timing, you're leveraging that extra awareness and attention, and it's anyway. Okay, so that was a cool strategy for ads.
And that's going to bring us almost to the end. We're just going to go around the panel and figure out, panelists, who was your favorite part? Who gets your votes tonight? There was a lot of tips that were dropped like gold. The votes are flying in right now, but we're going to start with me. My favorite ad part tonight was from Mary Cotter when she talked about calling out your avatar with the right words. Talk about abundance, never talk about scarcity, because if you do talk about scarcity, guess what's probably going to happen? You're going to attract a lot of people that have a scarcity mindset. And then as a coach, you'll probably still sell some of them, but then guess what? You're going to have one heck of a big uphill battle trying to wrench everyone's mindsets around the corner. So just a great tip, Mary. Thank you for that. That was my favorite part tonight. I loved it, and I'm going to pass it right along to Cheyenne.
My vote tonight goes to Chris. Where did Chris come from tonight? He just freaking took it out of the water. What in the world? I'm happy. I'm happy for you, Chris. I hope you win tonight. All right, Chris.
Shout out to Jay Lee. Listen, some call it a comeback, but I've been here for years.
So corny. Anyway, who was your favorite part, Chris?
That's all. Oh lordy. Hey, Jay Lee. That's literally you're saying. Shout out to Jay Lee. Jay Lee should win the belt tonight. All right, my vote tonight, hands down, goes out to Will. Dude, can we just talk about write an ad a day, read an ad a day? Dude, I got a fever, and the only prescription is that, because that will change. Dude, you do that for 90 days, that alone 6 to 12 months, your life will change. And just more than built, I'm going to start getting on my soapbox. Anyway, that's my vote. That will make a huge difference.
I like it when Chris gets on his soapbox. How about you guys? Yeah, it's good, huh? All right.
Turn to Will and Page.
Well, I'm gonna go for personally, Sean. More because not just because of tonight and the tips he gave tonight, but just for the last 3 years to, and this goes out to Chris as well. For you guys, doing this consecutively for 3 years. We can't be grateful enough. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be where we are today, and we wouldn't have celebrated the win that we just had in our business. So, Sean and Chris, you get it both.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You hit the biggest milestone ever. I love where you're at right now. Congratulations in your business. By the way, guys, you'll have to ask him. It's a big secret. Anyways, let's go right over to Mary.
I voted for this guy because he came out with some really good ones.
Love that. All right, Ash, who got your vote tonight?
Well, I was gonna vote for Chris until he got off his soapbox, and then he lost. No, but I was actually gonna vote for Sean for the same reason. That's awesome. That's a 3-year anniversary, and we were dying laughing before watching that video. I did not realize I was doing that 300 times. That is weird.
So good. Thank you for that. All right, Cam.
I think this one I'm going to have to give, it's a close call, I'm going to give Chris for his wise words, comedic relief, and ability to multitask. But also shout out to Cheyenne for being awake.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's incredible, Cheyenne. It's time for you to get some rest after the show here, but maybe not. I don't know where you're at. You're crazy, but that's cool. And like we always do, Chris, who is the winner of this week's Golden Belt Championship?
Let's do this. All right, sharing results.
Congratulations, Chris! All right, now you have a chance to get up on your soapbox. Please come out and end our 3-year anniversary of Trainer Die. It's been so much fun the last 3 years, guys. Super excited for the future. And don't forget, believeagain2019.com. You want to go put your name and email in there. It's coming. I just say it's coming, and it's amazing. I'm super excited about it. All right, Chris, take us home, baby.
Yes, it's been awesome hanging out with all of you for 3 years. It's crazy. It's been 3 years, and take something that you heard from all of us like tonight, just one thing, and implement that into your business between this week and next week, and stick with it. You can. Go do it, make it happen.
All right, guys, we'll catch you next week. See you later.
Forget it all, let me show